Hello, welcome to a new unboxing. Today will be a new HawkEye model. I reviewed some time ago the first versions with the HM1315. Today, which is a small variant of this model, which is the 1315S. So there are new features including in this new version, and so of course I will detail them. So what we'll find in this box, first you can see that now it came in black edition instead to more the Deutsche white version, green and white. Now it's black and red and black. So okay. So what you will find in this box, here is a quadcopter. Okay. So basically is exactly the same shape size that the former version. Here is the 1315 normal edition. This is the new version, S edition. So they are strictly identical. While the shell, the design of the shell, the dimension are strictly identical. Okay, so the bottom part also, where you will find the same size of props. The camera module, which I detailed here, exactly the same, and so on. So the main features will be novelty features will be introduced in the flying controlling board. So what also you will find this tiny 4.3 inch LCD display, which is including the video receiver part. Okay, you have a on-off button, and when you turn off on it, you have this display, okay, with associated with 5 buttons on bottom, as well as the micro SD reader here, where you will be able to read a posteriori your recorded file. And what you will find also, the transmitter now also came in black editions, no shoulder button, no LCD, okay. You need 4 AA batteries to feed the transmitter, and you have only 2 buttons. Speed 1 here, okay. It's evident it's to select the speed mode. You have only 2 speed mode, beginner and expert mode, and here to activate flipping. So the main novelty of this quadcopter is now introduced 2 new features: the headless mode, okay. Now is more classic one, and a kind of return to home feature. So to access both of them, for example, for the return to home, you have to press the speed button during more than 3 seconds, and you are engaging the pseudo return to home. Okay. For the headless mode, you have to press the flip button more than 3 seconds, and you are turn on the headless mode. Okay. And if you want to turn off both features, you have also to press more than 2 seconds the button respectively. So what also you will find, well, a novelty now, the S version is including some prop guards. Okay, it was missing features from the normal edition, so you will be able to screw on it. So this is definitively a nice features for beginners. The props are efficient. You have a central part, and since the quad is relatively light, it will works efficiently. So what also you will find the camera module. Okay, on the box is written blah blah blah. It's well, on the other side is written 5.8 GHz real-time video transmission. Well, as the firmware version HM13 normal edition. Well, when you disassemble this camera module, and as you can already guess from an external point of view, if you measure correctly the antenna, you can understand immediately it's not a real 5.8 GHz video transmission system. It's as a firmware version, it's a digital 2.4 GHz system. Okay, so it means that if you have a digital system, it means that the system will communicate with the video receiver to say, hey, do you receive correctly the image? And this part will send an acknowledge to say, yes, I received correctly, and so on. So it means that in a very close distance, the transmission is quite perfect, and because I can, well, I will make a demo later, because it's short range, and the image, since it's only a pure digital solution, is perfect. So with digital solution, the image quality is never changes, is always well correctly displayed versus the distance. But since you have a communication and some acknowledgement, it means that versus distance, since the channel communication, the aerial communication, will be corrupted by some loss, some noise, and so on. It means that the acknowledge will be less. You will have some noise introduced, and it means that the transmission need to resend packets, and it means that the frame rate will decrease versus distance. So to conclude, versus distance, the frame rate with such digital solution will decrease versus distance. And well, in my point of view, for pure FPV is not the best choice. Why? Because if you have a frame rate drop, you can't react fast enough front an obstacle. So I think it's better to have a real analog video transmission system, okay, based, for example, on frequency modulations, okay, and in these cases, image you can see some corruption appearing on screen, but you still have the constant frame rate at 25 frames per second, for example. So even if you have some corruption on the display, you still have the constant frame rate, and it's very important for flying FPV. So in my point of view, such kind of digital solution used for this system is more to check, to monitor what you are currently filming with the camera. So, well, in close distance, of course, it can be used for FPV. I mean, by close distance, within a range of 10-20 meters. But beyond 20 meters, you will start to meet some frame rate drops up to at 15 meters. You have only 13-14 images per second. So at such distance, it's very hard to fly FPV in my point of view. So it's more dedicated to monitor what you are currently filming. So concerning this camera module, nice features. You have an orientable lens like this, so it's very good. I like these features because if you want to target more the ground, you can. And of course, in opposite, it should be installed more like this. When the quad is moving forward, so you have a natural pitch angle. So it means you can counterbalance this pitch angle to try to target always the horizon line. So this is a good features. Well, concerning the lens, the mount length is M6.5 with a pitch of 0.3. It means that a lens from the camera 808-16 with lens D can be installed. And I already did for the firmware edition. As you can see, I installed a wide lens. Okay, I remove the caps, and it's greatly improved the field of view. And definitively, I strongly advise to install such caps lens. So you have to first unscrew the former lens. Here, you can see here, unscrew it. Maybe there is a little piece of glue on the screw, but you, with a tweezer, you can remove it gently. And after, you have to screw this one until you can focus at plus infinity in the far field horizon. So definitively it's a good mode to do. As well as you can see, also install a piece of foam. You know, you can take it from your shipment parcel you receive. You always this kind of foam to protect your item. So use it, and it will absorb some vibrations. So it definitively will reduce the vibrations. So this lens, wide lens mode is definitively a good one to do. So let's return now to the quadcopter. Okay, I forgot to say that it was also included some 4 spare props, 2 clockwise, 2 counterclockwise. They are in standard lens edition, so they are very standard to any 250mm quadcopter. The scale close to 2 grams, 2 grams 3 inch. What also you will find this USB charging cable is to recharge your internal LiPo of this monitor. I like the idea that it's using an internal LiPo. Okay, it's if I remember well, it's a 3 milliamps power or 370. I can't remember exactly well. So it's good to have independent, and you can feed it with this cable. You have at least 20-30 minutes of working time. Okay, and finally you will find this USB charging cable ending with the GST connector is to feed the internal LiPo. Well, some word about this one. What I don't like with this model is how difficult it is to remove the LiPo, because it's completely inserted and the battery doors is not sometimes large enough to really exit the battery. So my advice is to let install the battery in this bay, okay, and just exit the power GST cable like this. And to charge with USB cable. So don't exit the LiPo, which is very hard. It's very hard to exit, or maybe you have to cut maybe gently the corner to do it. So well, it means that you can swap very easily a battery. So it's a 700 milliamps per hour LiPo. No discharge rating, but it's ending with a GST connector, so you can use this cable or your favorite professional charger if you want. So it takes approximately 50 minutes to charge, okay. And this is a bad point I don't like, is how hard it is to remove the battery. But the good point, you have a mini switch. Definitively it's a very good point. So you can turn on and off your quadcopter when you want. Okay, I turn on, you can see that you have some green LEDs on front and red on rear. So the night flying capacity is good, no problem at all. Well, the ground clearance is okay. You have something like 5-6 centimeters, so maybe you can install another FPV camera if you want. If you don't like this digital 2.4 GHz system. Okay, how to clip it? You have two notches there, and it's a little bit tricky because here you have a kind of plastic wall there behind, but it's okay, you can manage to do it. So you have to be sure to align both notches like this, and after to push backward and okay, of course, I won't manage when I'm recording the. Okay, once again. Okay, now it's done. Well, more or less, no, it's not aligned, sorry. So. Okay, now it's done, sorry. It's not so hard to unclip, just need. And after you have to connect the power connector. So since you can see only two wires, a plus and negative pole, it means that it's a completely standalone camera. So it's not the flying controlling board with triggering the to turn on and off the camera module. It means that it's received directly from this digital 2.4 GHz line, the order to turn on and off. So it means, for example, that if I turn on the camera here, okay, it's powered, the system is powered, and if I'm turning the LCD monitor, you can see is working well. So in close range distance, the latency is really good, as you can see. If you can turn both systems, okay. I can make a latency test, and this well, the latency in close range is quite good. While the frame rate is something like 25 images per second is not a problem at all. So to record, you have to press this button, and you will see that now you have a rec button flashing. So no delay, so that's the good points. Concerning the field of view with a chipped lens is quite narrow, so it's, for me, it's quite hard to fly FPV, especially indoors. So for indoors, I guess it's almost impossible with a native lens to fly FPV. It's too narrow, you will hit an obstacle very fast. So strongly I advise to swap to a wider lens as I proposed. Concerning the video resolution, on the LCD monitor display, the resolution display is 320 by 400. Okay, it's not a fantastic monitor, I can see. The angle vision is quite poor. And more, you don't have any sunshade provided. It means that when you will fly it outdoors, you will be almost see nothing. So I strongly advise to custom yourself with a piece of papers or plastic sunshade. Okay, use the provided box and to cut on it, and you will design your sunshine. Okay, concerning on the video camera, because I will turn off here. You have a 4 GB micro SD card. And the recorded resolution by this camera is only VGA, so it's 800 by 640 by 480. Okay, so if you want to play back your file, you have to remove the SD card from your camera module and to insert here, and you can, when you want, replay again your recorded file. I will make a small demo. So you have to press View, okay, and go to Video and navigate into some menu and have different video. Okay, let's say the last one and play. And as you can see, it will play the last recorded. So I remind that the internal resolution is in VGA, so it's a 0.3 megapixel camera. The light sensitivity is not fantastic also, so it means that when you have a strong light and shadow, well, the contrast will be not fantastic. So, well, it's a very basic camera, nothing special. Okay, I think I finished about the capacity of the camera. Now concerning the quadcopter itself and its flying characteristics, what I like, this quadcopter have some real ball bearing installed. There are 5 mm for the inner diameters by 7 to external, and width of 2 mm. So they are quite standard ball bearings. That's a good point. The motors are 8 by 5 mm by 20 mm, so they are quite standard. They are coreless motor, of course, and the total weight of this quadcopter without the prop guard is 136 grams, which is not bad, not so heavy. So the flying duration with the batteries is approximately 6 minutes of flight and broadcasting the video live transmission, so it's not bad too. Unfortunately, as I say, you can swap easily any other batteries, well, without modding maybe the battery doors. So it means that your quadcopter will be grounded in the time to recharge the LiPo. So I will make a small demo flight. Okay, so how to clip the LCD? You just put it. That's all. It's very easy. So I will make a small demo flight. I forgot to mention about the flying controlling board. I didn't have this quadcopter and I didn't see any compass installed. So it means that the headless mode, okay, is necessary a pure algorithmic solution. It means that it's an as we call it, a course lock. It means that each time you are engaging by pressing this button more than 2 seconds the headless mode, the reference will be taken when you press this headless mode. So if you press when the quad was like this, the reference will be like this, and all your control will be relative to this current value of the heading. If you press the headless mode when your quadcopter was like this, your reference was like this. well, it's good for beginners in close range distance, this course lock headless. But when you are far and you are oh my god, I can't see the quadcopter, I don't know, I can't see the orientation. If you want a panic mode, I don't think this is the right choice of the headless mode, because you never know if you can see the orientation, if your reference will be good to bring back your quadcopter by just pushing back. So you can know it, you can know it. So it's not really by good points. And second point is concerning the return to home. Well, it's also a pure algorithmic solution. It means that it will integrate the information given by the gyroscope and the accelerometers. And if you know a little bit about this physical system, you will have some drift versus time. It means that, well, it's modeled by some differential equations. And versus time, you have a lot of nice states introduced in these references. It means that the return to home versus time will be less and less accurate. Okay, so if you engage it after 5 minutes, be sure that it will be lost completely and you will return to somewhere but not to your home for sure. So don't pay too much confidence in these new features. Okay, so now we'll make a small demo flight. I will turn on the quadcopter, I will turn the transmitter, I will turn on the monitor too. To harm the quadcopter, you have to push up and down. Okay, the LEDs become solid like this. Okay, and if I remember well, you have probably a gyroscope calibration by pushing the both stick either like this or like this. Okay, it was like this. As you can see, you have the LEDs flashing. Okay, it's calibrated. So I'm starting in a beginner mode. If I'm pressing here, you will hear 2 beep. You can to be in expert mode, and if you press again, you will recycle to beginner mode again. So as you can see on the bottom monitors, the yaw rate is rather slow in beginner mode. Okay, it's quite silent. In beginner mode, it's very soft. Okay, as you can see on the camera module, you will see that the image at close range distance is quite smooth. It's okay. I will try to film the camera. Depends now. A lot of quadcopter in reviewing process actually. Okay. Okay, I will engage now the speed mode. The yaw rate is a little bit better. Yes. It's quite stable, quite silent. I like as a flyer. You will see in the outdoors flight, this quadcopter is a very nice flyer. Okay. The video transmission is okay. Sure, because I'm in 4 range, in a close range. Okay, I will now end this small indoor flying. You will see later some outdoors flying and how it's working the FPV versus distance. So I will conclude this well, long unboxing finally. Definitively, this quadcopter is nice if you plan to control, if you want to monitor what you are currently filming. Okay, it's not really ideal if you plan to make FPV in low altitude, and in these cases you need really a good frame rate to react fast enough to avoid obstacle. Well, in close range, the frame rate is very good. Okay, well, what I call close range is within 20 meters. Versus behind 50 meters, the frame rate drops below 13 frames per second, so it's not really ideal to fly FPV. Concerning the quadcopter flying characteristic, is a very good model. I like that it's very smooth flyer. It can be fast in expert mode. You have some ball bearings. The flying duration time is good. Well, in black and red is nice. The camera module, I've got an adjustable orientation lens. Okay, it's only in VGA format. It's already not bad. Maybe a 2 megabyte version would be even better. What I like is also the independent LiPo battery, but the bite points are you don't have sunshade, so it means that outdoors it will be almost impossible to see nothing, to see something. Sorry, the resolution display is not fantastic, and the brightness, well, versus angle is quite poor. The LCD, the remote radio is, you can grab it easily. You have these two new mode, headless and return to home, which is for me more, well, not a kind of gadget. Well, it's not really efficient features. The headless is more adapted if you try to learn quadcopter. Well, it's not bad at all, for at least in course lock mode. For the return to home, don't expect something really accurate. So I think I give all the good and bad points. So if you are hesitating with the former versions, you can pick up this one directly, because it will add these new features, and also you have some props guard now included in this package. Okay, so if I'd strongly advise to pick up a wide lens, it will be much more comfortable to fly with. And well, except this latency, well, frame drops versus distance, it's very nice flyer. Well, okay, so I think I will end this unboxing and quick testing. I will also produce some outdoors video flights, okay, as well as the modding of including the wide lens. And if you have any question, please type them in the description part, or Rcgroups review will appear soon. Thank you. If you like, please press the button and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.